Hello everyone, I'm Kimberly Lopez with the lecture of listening. I'm pretty sure everyone has listened or is listening right now. Is that right? I really hope so. Is this working? Listening is a big element of communication and society. Why is that, and how do we listen? Of course, our ears. But is there such thing of good or bad listening? And are there elements that go into listening? Let's see. We spend almost half our communication time and effort listening to others. And the sad thing is, we don't do it very well. So, how can we improve our listening skills? Part 1, the listening process, contains 5 steps of listening, such as Step 1, receiving. Receiving or hearing sounds from the environment limited to the physical process of receiving and processing sounds. For example, at any given moment, you can be hearing the words of a speaker in a conversation, but also hear the muffled whispers in the background, and even the grumbling of your own stomach. All of those sounds bombarding your ears at the same time, competing for your attention. Step 2. Attending. Selecting one of the many sounds you're receiving, while filtering out all the others. Only focus your attention on the words of a speaker in a conversation. For example, filter out sounds of people whispering and choose and focus on the few words, the things you find meaningful, purposeful, and enjoyable. Step 3. Interpreting. Once you've selected the focus of your attention, assigning meaning, determine the words or decode of the speaker is attempting to communicate. For example, football players tend to weigh up the speaker's verbal cues, such as tone of voice, "We got this," "Yeah, we got this," and rate of speech. Step 4. Evaluating. Evaluating the message you have heard. The turning point. Evaluate content being communicated. For example, is what is being shared true? Is it right? Is it beneficial? Is it worthy? And step 5, responding to what you have heard. This is your opportunity to state your opinion or feelings. Your turn to express yourself has come. Part 2, acceptance. The basic bridge to listening. Some things you may already know, such as posture and gesture, eye contact, nonverbal signs, facial expressions, nodding, verbal signs, no interrupting, word of acceptance, and finally, invitation to share. Part 3, active listening. The act of fully hearing and comprehending the meaning of what someone else is saying. There are 5 steps for active listening. Step 1. Avoid distractions. Avoid getting distracted by your own thoughts or looking around. For example, focus on the speaker and topic instead. Step 2. Don't interrupt. Try not to interrupt the other person. Let them finish and then respond. We don't notice it, but it happens a lot. Step 3. Use door openers. These are phrases that show you are interested and keep the other person talking. For example, "Tell me more." "Go ahead, I'm listening." "That sounds interesting." Step 4. Body language. Show that you are listening with body language. For example, the girl on the left is very interested in the conversation because she is leaning to the person on the right. Step 5. Paraphrase. Restate what others have said to make sure you are on the same page. Moving forward to Part 4. Poor listening styles. Our poor listening habits often prevent us from really understanding others. We might give the impression we are listening, when in fact we are daydreaming. Don't worry, I've been there. Waiting for our turn to respond, or change the subject to accommodate our interest. Here are 4 poor listening styles you need to avoid when you listen to another person. Step 1. Refusing to listen. There might be times when you refuse to listen to others.
Maybe the other person is too critical, unreasonable, or just plain rude. But whatever the reason is, behavior that prevents effective communication is to refuse to listen to another person. Step 2. Pretending to listen. The listener might exhibit many of the nonverbal behaviors of effective listening: attempt to receive, attend to or understand the content, feeling of what the speaker is sharing. For example, you bet, okay, dear, whatever. Uh, Examples of poor responses. Step 3. Listening selectively. There are times when a listener only attends and responds to those subjects he or she is interested in, skips the rest. Someone talking in detail and only listens to the things that are cool, connect to you, interest you, and have something to say about, and forgets the rest. Step 4. Listening to evaluate. Instead of trying to sincerely understand the speaker's opinions, feelings, and frames of reference, a listener can primarily focus on evaluating the message from his or her own point of view. Listening to evaluate focuses on judging the accuracy, validating, or worth of the speaker's statement. For example, that's not a good point. I disagree. I don't think you're doing that thing right. No one should say that. You're wrong. How can you say that? Those are few examples of responses of judgment.
Now that we have gone through understanding our listening, let's review and remember the listening process because it can be very effective during a conversation. Don't forget about your active listening skills because they are fundamental techniques that help you improve. Use your acceptance of basic bridge to listen, and lastly, don't be a poor listener, but a good one. By these listening skills that I got to teach you by knowledge, examples, and experiences, I hope that you gained some of that to help you improve by listening to one another, because the better listener you are, the better person you will become. Thank you. See ya!